You might not be recording anymore, just so
Yes,
you
I
know.
am. I already
Are you
checked.
sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Because mine turned off, just so you know.
No, yours is stupid. So
So I had to turn it back on. All right.
maybe the only thing you've ever turned on.
Uh that's a fact. Hey everybody,
Sup?
and welcome to Why You Still Here. You know, the show that we talk about. Let's get
Franchises.
let's just get back to what I used to say. Whatever we want, because that's all it is at this point, as long as it has to do with movies. Um, Horror movies. Anyway, so today we're talking about our first thoughts on the Scream six. Why did I write it wrong? I wrote it wrong, didn't I? That says four. That's fine.
Just use your
That's fine.
imagination, kids.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
swear to God, if you go change it, I will.
Your
I will stab you.
imagination.
Oh my God. Anyway, so
Ooh.
the trailer came out last week, and the movie comes out in a month and a half, which is really late for a full length trailer. And I
It's
said,
yes.
and I said to Brandon multiple times, and I'm getting very nervous, that this movie's gonna suck. There must be a reason why they're taking so long to cut all the footage together to make a good trailer. So the trailer drops. Brandon sends me the uncensored one. I watch
Mm-hmm.
it, and I said, "Oh my God, I have to watch this again." So I watched it again, and then I watched it again later that day. I told Brandon I probably
Mm.
watched it more than 5 times, but less than 10. So I'm going to give you,
Initially, you said 10.
but then I don't think it was actually 10, but definitely more than five. So maybe like seven ish. So I, I watched this. I'll just give you my thoughts right away. I think it looks awesome.
Mm.
I'm shocked. I think it looks really cool. And you know what the biggest thing that stuck out to me, and I didn't mention it to you, but just saving it for this, was that I honestly didn't even think about Nev Campbell until like 2/3 through the trailer. I'm like, oh yeah, she's not in this one. I forgot. And you know what? Depending on what they do with that, I don't think it might be a problem. And I'm shocked.
Okay. If she comes back for the next one, then it's probably fine. If she does not come back for the next one, it's an abomination, in my opinion. Um,
Interesting.
it's not, it doesn't make sense for her to be a part of it anymore, I'll be honest, but it doesn't make sense for Gail to be a part of it anymore. It doesn't make sense for any of these people to be a part of it anymore, except just the new cast. Um, and
Which
it
the new cast is fine. I can't say that they're like above and beyond amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I
I
I
mean,
I think
Jenna
that
Ortega is great, of
yeah, she
course. She
is.
was the
But
standout.
I still feel like they need legacy characters to kind of still push the idea more than
Yep,
they did in the
yep.
fifth one. I guess.
Yeah, and it's not like I love Scream 5, Scream 2022. It could have been done better in a lot of ways as far as the legacy characters go. I think everything about that movie is borderline perfect, except for how they utilize people like Sydney, because it was just an extended cameo. And for those that don't know, obviously none of us know like the exact monetary figures or anything like that, but she was going to have a major role in this movie initially. um I mean, it's never been said, but it makes me feel like this would, like the last one was Dewey's movie. This one was going to be mostly Sydney's movie. Maybe she would have died. I don't know. And then maybe the third one would have been like Gail's movie. But yeah, she was supposed to have this major role, but unfortunately, they wanted to pay her less than whatever she was paid for the last one, even though it's just an extended cameo,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what?
Well, good for
She's
her
gonna
then.
be in almost every scene, but they want to pay her less money. And yeah, good for her. I'm happy that she did that she's not going to be all, walked all over. I take issue with the fact that people think that she's being like high maintenance and that she is demanding too much money. It's like she's just trying to get what she deserves. And she is the face of the franchise even to this day. So this movie is obviously trying to see what's going to happen if she's not the face of the franchise. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I've watched it I watched it much less than Lucas. We watched it right before we started recording or right as we were recording, which you might see part of. I have no idea. But
You probably will.
he was like, "Oh, I've seen this over 10 times." And I was like,
Well, you
really? I've
well,
seen
what about
it.
the part where
This
I
is my third time,
immediately
I think.
thought to myself, no, not 10, more than 5, less than 10. There's that part. Don't
I
leave that
I,
out.
I wasn't paying attention anymore. Um, but I was like, oh, I've seen it. This is my third time watching it. I haven't watched it a lot. And it's not that I think it looks bad or anything. I'm just not as excited as everybody else.
I'm
I bet
fucking excited.
that's a bit of a bomb to drop on you because I've been quiet about that. I haven't told you. But there's a lot of things I look at, where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's a lot of smoke in this thing, and makes me nervous. Um, there is, and I'll be honest with you, I was incredibly excited for, Scream 2022, Scream 5, whatever. And I mean, I probably watched that thing 30 times. I probably watched not the movie, but the trailer. I probably watched every video I could get my hands on of people analyzing it and talking about theories and stuff. I have not watched one single theory video about
Wow.
this. Not one. And I'm just like, I don't care. I just don't care. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be like a Debbie Downer, but I just don't care because, I'm going to watch this video. Most people, and that has nothing to do with Scream. I think that has mostly to do with Halloween Ends, just because so many people were wrong about stuff. And I'm just like, I'm just kind of exhausted on the theory front of things. And I'm just like, I don't want to keep watching these videos of people that are going to end up being wrong on everything. So,
Oh, I haven't been watching like theory videos. I've watched people talk about it, like people that I enjoy that I've
okay.
already subscribed to.
Sure,
And then
sure,
like the
sure.
trailer I've watched, a bunch of
10
times. And
times. Um, I haven't even done the people talking about it. So when we were watching the trailer before together, I mentioned how, oh, Kirby's a police officer. That's something I saw obviously in one of the promo stills where they're all like this with the knife.
yeah,
Um, and then I was like, oh, somebody went and they zoomed in on the names on these Ghostface robes and they were able to see like, oh, this one says Billy, this one says Roman. That was on Facebook and I actually just scrolled past
yeah,
it,
just
so
passively found out the information. You
I
didn't
did,
actively
yeah.
seek it out.
And so when people go and they're like, oh, we watched a movie or 3C films or, you name it, starts talking about this kind of stuff because I see the thumbnail and the thumbnail usually is like, who's the killer? We must find out who the
I don't
killer
want to
is.
find out who the killer is.
And
How are you going to figure it
and
out? There's a trailer. You're
is it going to be
stupid.
Jenna Ortega? Because let's keep in mind she has Wednesday now and she's a rising star and she's not going to be able to do this forever. Is this her last movie? If she's not the killer, she's probably going to be the one that dies. I've got all this from thumbnails. So it's like, why am I
That's
even
bad.
watching the video? I
That's
know.
really bad.
And they use that one photo of her every time where she's like looking up, like from an elevator shaft or something, and she's like sweaty. Like they use that every time that she's the killer. Don't know why, but yeah, I don't know. I will say this as well. I almost forgot this. I will provide the photos for you, but there was a conversation I had with somebody on Facebook where like I'm friends with this other guy back from michaelmyers.net back in the day. And his name is Mikey, and he just loves everything to do with Scream. Honestly, they could just have a guy wearing a Ghostface mask, and just dancing in front of the camera for 2 hours, and he'd probably be like, I love this.
Maybe. But there's never been one like me, Gail.
This is fantastic. Like he's one of those kind of fans. Nothing against him. He's a nice guy, but he loves everything that's thrown at him. That's Ghostface and Scream and stuff, right? And he's just like, I'm so excited for this. This is so fantastic. All this I love the mask. And I was like, as a hardcore fan, how do you feel about the fact that they're trying to pass off an EU mask as a Gen 1? And he was like, oh, you have to, it's a movie and you have to suspend your
So basically, what I would have
disbelief.
told you.
Except you didn't. You're just like you've agreed with me all the way up until this point. I mean, you've said, well, it's a movie, but because those masks don't rot, obviously. But to explain everything else, as far as how the actual mask itself is, um, there's not really an explanation for that. And basically, it would be like I don't know, it'd be like having something, because people freaked out about the Michael Myers mask and they went and analyzed the hell out of it, like what Christopher Nelson did, as well as what he did for like Halloween Kills, the actual 1978 mask. And so, this is just normal people. So it'd be like having something ridiculously different, maybe like a Tots mask, Trick or Treat Studios mask, and being like, nope, that's it. That's the 78 mask. It's kind of like that. And people would obviously be like, what? The only difference is that the Scream mask, all of them are a little bit more similar than the Michael Myers masks are.
Very.
So there is some massive differences if you know what to look for. But I feel
Wouldn't it
like
be
some people are
funny
just going to let this go.
if they did use something from Scream 1, right? But they used the KNB mask instead, and they just try to pass
I'd be
that
okay
off.
with that.
And I figured you
100%.
would,
Yep.
but I hate that mask. I hate the way that thing looks.
Mm.
And you probably hate me as a human even more, but I hate the way that mask looks.
Yeah, I mean, I hate you anyway. But I'm not like the biggest fan of that mask, of course. I'm happy that they were able to get the rights from Fun World and actually get the real
Me
Gen
too.
1 mask. But yeah, I have a soft spot for the KMB mask for sure. It's just, I don't know. That was the original mask they used. And it's weird because it's like really hard, so it doesn't like move in the ways that like a regular
And it just
Ghostface
looks like
mask
an
will.
alien.
So
I
it
don't
does look a
know.
little bit funky. And they always wore like they had a gray shroud on it, so it really sticks out like under the hood. Like you can
Mm-hmm.
see the
It
gray
looks like it's
shroud around
levitating
it.
above the cloak. It's like it's just so funky.
Yeah, I don't know. It's whatever. If Yeah, honestly though, you get you call KMB Greg Nicotero, and you're like, hey, can we get the mold to that mask, or can you produce masks for us? Just make them out of like vinyl instead of latex. And I'd be like a-okay with that. You take that, you age that down, you add rotting to it or whatever you want to do to it. And I'd be like, that's fine with me. At least they made an effort. Rather than just grabbing the same mask from the
what
last
else
movie.
other than the mask are you not looking forward to? Because you don't seem very excited anymore.
The
or
whole reason that I even brought up this guy, Mikey, and that whole host and to begin with is because this guy chimed in and said, no, they can't do that. They can't make a new mask that looks like a Gen 1 mask. And I said,
why?
Oh, and he's like, yeah, it's illegal. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, why? I'm like, let's just say you're right. Okay. I'll just take your word at face value. Why can't they make a new mask? Because he's like, they can't use a Gen 1 mask. There's legalities. Okay. Why can't they make a new mask that just has Gen 1 attributes, like Gen 1 eyes? Like, you give me Gen 1 eyes, and I'm willing to overlook almost everything else. And he's like, nope, they can't do that either.
Yes.
I think that whole conversation is what made me just angry and stop caring, because I was more excited for this movie. But then I was just like, this guy sucks. And if this is what they're going to try to throw at us, then I'm disappointed, honestly. And it's a stupid thing to be disappointed about. I understand that. But I don't know. I am what I am. And people really obsessed about the Michael Myers mask in a way that they're not obsessing about this one. And that's kind of annoying. But then again, the movie hasn't come out. I don't know what they're going to say in the movie. It makes me skeptical because Sam is holding the mask as if it's her father's mask.
The mask looks like shit in that scene.
Like rubbing it and licking
it. It looks like it was spray painted and is cracking, and it doesn't look like brownly weathered. I'll put it side by side, but it's really jarring. In fact, Douglas's handmade mask looks better than the one that's actually in the movie. I think.
Yeah, it looks
not
good.
Maybe not realistically, but whatever. So anyway,
no. That's
just
fine.
To not harp on the mask for so much more. Is there anything else?
All of that stuff. It's the way it's rotting. Whatever is fine. But yes, Douglas did a good job. And if they want to tell us that it's blood that caused it to rot, then fine. Blood that was on it for years. Whatever. It's just the shape of it. That's mostly what I care about. Everything else is fine. I mean, I like it's like that says that there's never been one like me.
And then he hops over the couch. I mentioned that's a terrifying shot. Like, that's fucking scary.
Yes. And everything about the way it looks seems fine. In all honesty, it's just like I am just so obsessed with that one detail, but
I feel like that's gonna ruin the movie for you.
I think that it absolutely will as well,
because I don't even care anymore after seeing the trailer. It looks so cool. It looks awesome. I still get a little when they show the close-up, but I'm like, we'll just see what they say. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, because
everything else in between is great. When they're on the ladder climbing through the apartments and Ghostface is like right at the end, he's about to pull it. Like, that's pretty suspenseful in and of itself. And then, like, we already touched on the shrine thing. I'll put that footage in here. And there's the thing on the far left from Scream 2, like during the play. There's so much shit in there.
Can you see my cursor?
Yeah, there's Tatum stuff right by your cursor.
Yeah, so Tatum, and then there is Stab 2 stuff here. The stuff that they handed out. This right here is actually
I didn't even see a Gen 2
stuff. So
here,
again,
let's save this for we're gonna talk about this in the thing. We have to start doing this because I have to make dinner soon.
But this is all stuff you can use though. It's not like we're doing this for fun. That's why it's recording. I mean, it is fun, but so there's tons of stuff that we won't. I mean, at least I won't remember to say. Especially because we're looking at this picture right here right now. But there is. People have gone in and like this says Billy right there.
You can read it.
Can you? Go fuck yourself. And then people have gone in and I don't know how they were able to decipher what these say, but this is Roman right here. And so on and so forth. So they were able to zoom in enough and see, and obviously this is open. To me, it looks like they're all the same room. Which I'm sure it must be something that you noticed as well.
Yeah. When you pause it,
Yeah.
there's so many things that you can see.
Yeah.
The robes all look really nice. I mean, it
Do they?
doesn't. It looks fine. And even the one for Roman like has the split in it. So I mean, at
I
least
think they
there's some
all do,
attention to
though. They just
detail.
have that one open.
So basically, if they don't close up on Billy's actual costumed, thing, if they don't show the ties, then the movie is a 0 in your book.
Oh, it's probably a 0 prior to them even getting to that room. Not a 0, obviously, but I don't know. It's funny because so much of this can be fixed by them just saying it's a Scream 4 mask, which would make more sense because
Kirby is
of the
back.
fact that Kirby's there. Because there's no other real reason for her to be there anyway, other than maybe there's killings happening in New York City. I mean, it gets really convoluted and stuff. You have to suspend a lot of disbelief just in general. But yeah, so it's the first time that Gail has ever gotten a phone call. That is info that I have stumbled across on Facebook as well, being on a lot of Scream groups. And they said that, and I was like, yeah, that's true. She's never gotten a phone call before, so she probably will die. That would not surprise me.
That's cool. I'm fine with that.
Which is, yeah, it's fine. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be entertaining. And we'll see. Though, to quote Sean Clark, the great Sean Clark, he was like, "Oh, they keep saying how this is the goriest Scream of all time," and he said, "Well, then what separates it from any other horror movie? Then Scream is supposed to be different." And I'm like, yeah, yeah.
Well,
so we'll see.
I'm something different.
Let us know in the comment section below what you think. I'm obviously pretty pumped. Brandon's but we'll find out in a month and a half. It's literally right around the corner.
Yep. Do you think that there's going to be more than one killer?
No, it's just gonna be one singular killer. No, there's gonna be more than one.
Okay.
I think there's more than two.
There's only one movie where there is more than where there is blah blah blah. There's only one movie where there's only one killer, which is
and
Scream
it's your favorite,
3, right? Oh yes. So that would be unique for them to do that again. But yes, I think that it is like the cult of Ghostface,
which I think is kind of cool.
Give credit to Dave McRae on that one, and Mike from We Watched a Movie, because they were talking about that long ago. And yes, I did watch theory videos before the trailer came out. But yes. So we'll let Lucas go. But in conclusion, before we sign off, there was something that I saw briefly the other day, that there was a person that was like, oh, this person's in the movie, and it's some random guy. And they're like, and this is why I have decided to just boycott everything, amongst other things. But they're like, this guy's in the movie. He's not in the trailer, though. Sam's in the trailer. You know what that means? I bet that means that he's the son of Billy and Sam's brother. I'm not even fucking kidding you. That's something that people are actually saying. My point exactly. And then I'm just like, I'm just whatever. I've become so cynical in my elderly age. But
yes.
I hope nobody listened to me for this video, because I don't want to make you disappointed or sad or anything. I am looking forward to the movie. Just we'll see how it goes. So what do you guys think about it? Are you are you excited, really like really excited and looking forward to it like Lucas? Are you more so like, I could probably take it or leave it, more like me, where you're like, I'm gonna have to see? And so comment below, let us know all about that. Or do you just hate the series altogether and you still watch this video for some reason? And that would be funny. But yeah, we'll see you guys later, and have a screaming Ghostface night.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Bye, everybody.